All right, I think it's back. Hopefully now, maybe. Just trying to pop up the. All right, it should be back. It should be good. We should be going. We should be rolling now. Um, this is why you always have tests. There's always you always need to have a test because it never works out properly the first time. Welcome to a classic JamLad stream. Yeah, all right. The audio is perfect. Sorry for everyone that joined that and was like, "What the heck? Where's the audio? Why isn't it work? Why isn't it audioing?" I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work, and you gotta have a test stream because it doesn't work. But yes, welcome back to another stream from the JamLads, and my name's Josh, of course. If you've seen the Fallen Order streams, then you know it is I, and we're doing something a little bit different this time around. I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. It's just I've never really brought it up to myself, or I never really like did it. So yeah, now we are here to rank some anime. Now, if you've seen the Anime Awards video that I've done quite a while ago, no, like last week at this point, I hope you've seen it, because if you didn't, I put a lot of work into that. So if you saw that, you see that I talk a lot about anime, talk a lot of shit, and now I want to talk more. In 40 minutes, I was not able to say everything that I thought. And today, we are going to be looking at, forgive me as I change the format of the stream, this gigantic tier list. All right, it's not that big, all right? I don't think it could be a lot bigger. Could be a lot bigger. In my honest opinion, it could be bigger. But if I made it bigger, then, well, we would be losing out, or it would mostly just be stuff that I didn't watch. So, this is not just from the winter season, or no, this is not just from the spring season. I've also included some stuff from the winter season of 2023. I'm also tabbing over because I put the link in the Discord. Cool. So yeah, we're going to be doing some anime stuff. Hey, Golden Thing, we are going to be... if I made this tier list any bigger, it's just going to be a whole bunch of shows that I didn't watch. I wish I could have I wish I could have watched all the garbage so I can put more stuff in F. But if it wasn't catching my attention, if I looked at the title, if I looked at the whatchamacallit, if I looked at the title, if I looked at the description, I'm like, this looks like it's going to be bad. I'm not going to bother watching it. Maybe I should move the chat because it is, you cannot see it that much. Or should I keep, maybe I can, maybe see if I can mess around with the chat. Chunky, oh no. Boxed, maybe? I think boxed would work this time around. All right, I put the chat on boxed because I noticed it's kind of white on white. So let's see if that works out. Golden Things that I was literally closing my eyes to sleep the last sec. You know what? If you end up going to sleep, completely fine. That's completely fine. If you're too tired, go ahead. But I hope at the very least, maybe you can sleep to this. You thought it was going to be characters, Sora? No, we're not doing characters yet. We're not doing characters yet. But yeah, we're going to be starting off with I think this is close to 30 or 40-ish shows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 57 shows-ish. 50-ish. A little bit over 50. Just as you did the last stream. You know what? Just chillaxing time, all right? This is. I'll help you sleep. I'll help you go to sleep. Now listen to my terrible takes on anime. Characters would take a while. You're right, Ryan. So without further ado, I've been planning on I wanted to do the stream last week. I was just too tired, so I'm like, I'm not gonna force myself because I want the stream to be good. And if you're wondering why there's no music playing in the background, I am planning on editing this, so I don't really also copyright. I don't know what's gonna be copyrighted, what's not gonna be, what's not. So starting off, we have Sora's favorite anime, My One-Hit Kill Sister. I know Sora absolutely loves this anime. He talked about it in my Anime Awards. He was asking why doesn't it in S tier? Why was it nominated for worst anime? Sorry, Sora. It's a waste of time. It's just not good. It's not good. It's easily one of the worst shows of the year, I think. Animation was surprisingly good. Somehow, I don't know why. It was okay. Shoot, it looks like the stream chat box is taking a while to update. Okay, there it is. I don't know. Sorry, this is kind of a new chat box, so I do want to have your comments be there so I could like edit them in easier in the VOD. Nice, Kenny. Nice. You can eat while maybe you and I can agree and we can have some disagreements. I know you haven't seen a lot of these, but I'm gonna try and keep it spoiler free. If I do say something spoilery, I'll try and warn everyone. But no, My One Hit Kill Sister, garbage. Watched like 2-ish episodes, 2 episodes too many. Animation was decent, surprisingly, but no. It's an incest bait. I don't know. It's Sora, you watched this, right? Did they get together at the end? I know the sister was really crazy over the guy, the little brother. Or I mean, Ryan, you like trashy Sakai. But no, bad. Skipping Loafer. Okay. Kenny, you have not seen this. Dang it. I'm correct on everything except when I'm not. That's correct. You know, and when I say that's correct, you know it's correct. Even I would qualify this as garbage. You know we have a stinker when the Isekai man himself, not Giguk, says it's garbage. All right, Skipping Loafer. This is a strong A, and it could potentially go into S. It could very easily go into S. I don't want to blow. The thing is, I don't want to blow S. No, don't worry. I'm not gonna spoil anything. This is a very wholesome romance-ish shoujo. It's not technically a romance because the goal isn't to get them together. It's just kind of a very cute slice of life. Very well done. Very cutely animated. The only reason I'm kind of like going, do I want to put it A or S? I don't know if I want to. I don't know how many shows are gonna end up going in S, so I don't want to bloat it. I don't want to go like, yes, 50% of the shows were S tier, because I mean like it's kind of, I mean like these shows are shows that I was interested in watching, so of course I'm gonna end up liking them, or I'm gonna be skewed more into liking them. But for now, I'm gonna put Skip and Loafer an S. If you haven't seen it, it's very cute, very wholesome, very good time. Like if you need to wind down, you're gonna love it. All right, A Galaxy Next Door. So this, I actually had on my plan to read list. It was a manga that I heard of. I think I was just on Amazon. I saw it. I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. And I didn't end up reading it because I heard it with the anime adaptation. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I do want to go back and continue watching it. I watched 2 or 3 episodes, I think. And I kind of just, it's good, but I have a lot of other stuff I need to watch. So this one ended up falling through the cracks. But I don't know. Maybe it's better I think it's a manga. I hope it's a manga, because if it's a light novel, it's going to be lots. But I think it might be better as a manga, so you can read it at your own pace. It was cute, but it didn't grab me. Me trying to learn how to create mods while watching the stream. You know, maybe it's good background noise. Maybe I'm too distracting. You shall see, as you probably struggle to make those mods with me in your ear. Heavenly Delusion. I probably should have moved this one back. I didn't realize it was so high. It was so far up. Okay. I'm gonna cheat. We'll talk about that one later. We'll talk about Heavenly Delusions later. All right. No, the create mod, not how to create mods. Oh, the create mod. Okay, my bad, G. Maybe in that case, it'd probably be a lot easier. Galaxy Next Door, C, yeah. It has potential. I didn't watch all of it, but it's one of the ones I was like, I do kind of want to watch more, but I need to catch up on literally everything else. So it's cute. If it falls into your niche of just it's very wholesome, no real plot. It has a little bit of a twist to it, but not too much to make it go like, I need to watch this. I feel like it's going to fall into a niche. And if you enjoy that niche, you're going to love this one a lot. All right. The Dangers in My Heart. This one surprised me, but not in the way of like, it's an S tier show. it surprised me in the way of like everyone seemed to like this. So I, as a way to like check, like when I have where is it, anime corner? Yeah, just look it up. As a way to check like what shows go where, like how shows are ranked, I look at this. So these are like the seasonals, and like when I do my most underrated shows, I look at this and I go, okay, what did people like? What did people not like? What was the most underrated? And that's like whatever whatever's under like 20, I consider underrated. The Dangers in My Heart, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I like it. It's enjoyable, but it's not like the best romance I've seen. It topped Oshi no Ko multiple times. Now we'll talk about Oshi no Ko a lot later in this. This, I mean, like Oshi no Ko, like, regardless of my opinions, which I'll talk about later. I mean, that was the juggernaut of the season. Everyone was watching it. Everyone's grandma was watching it. Somehow this topped it, and I'm like, okay, you go. I mean, if anything was to top Oshi no Ko, please top it. But this one was a surprise. First couple episodes, kind of like cringe edgy. Like, basically, it's this guy. He's like, I'm messed up in the head. I think of killing people, and like I love reading true crime and gory stuff. Like, oh god, I'm always constantly thinking of killing people. My classmates are so annoying. And then like after the first 2 episodes, they completely lose that gimmick, and it turns into like, I'm messed up in the head, but I like this girl. I mean, it's wholesome, but it's not revolutionary. But I would put it above C. I would put it in like a solid B. I'm just like super surprised that it topped Oshi no Ko multiple times. Just like, I mean, it was a popular show. It was the surprise of the season. I'll give you that. It was a surprise of the season in terms of popularity. But I thought it was good. If you enjoy romance, most likely you enjoy this too. But all right, it's all right. Episodes seem kind of long. All right, Reister, you got another isekai up here, buddy. What was the title of this one? Reincarnated second time, I think that's the title, something like that. Reincarnated to the same world for the second time, or is summoned to the same world for a second time. I think that is something like that. I enjoyed it better than my one-hit kill sister. Also, this tier list, I'm gonna try and put it like the worst one. No. My one-hit kill sister was worse. This one, at least, it didn't have incest. Is that a plus? Sora's fuming like, how dare you put my one-hit kill sister below this? It's alright. It's not great. It's the isekai ever. Didn't actually watch my one-hit kill sister. That's don't bother. don't watch it. It's bad. It was just boring. This show was pretty I feel like the premise of Summon to Another World for a Second Time, right? You always have like the overpowered main characters. That's the staple of the isekai genre, unless you're Subaru. This one had the excuse of going, this is my second time around. I've already saved the kingdom. I've already been sent back to my home. I think it would have been so interesting. I think this had potential to be so interesting to see like this guy who's already acclimated to this fantasy world, who's then been acclimated back to his like normal world and has to acclimate back to the fantasy world. I think it had so much potential, and it just turned into the typical. I don't feel like played it into anything. Any chance it had, I don't think it played into any of it. It's really boring. Had a good premise, but they ruined with the writing. Yeah, it's like the first episode, I think, when he goes to the castle, no one recognizes him, and then like this guard girl picks a fight with him, and then he steps on her, and she's like super into it. She's like, "Oh my god, master! I didn't know it was you." And she's like just like having an episode on the floor, and he's stepping on her or sitting on her, and she's drooling over it. I'm like, potential. All right, this had potential, and now it's just turned into an isekai. So, yeah. First episode had potential. I did like his classmate girl that was also like a novice, or not a novice, like a prodigy or whatever. I think she's cool, but I don't know. I wasn't interested in watching past episode 2. Another one where I wasn't it. All right. At least Reister, we can say isekai was not the worst, and the isekai genre was not the worst genre of both seasons, because the Alice Gear synchronization, whatever this was, Alice Gear or something, so bad. I wish they made the relations with the classmates more interesting. Yeah, if all right, going back to, or we'll talk about Alice Gear in a second. Going back to the Summon to Another World, if they played into him being a mentor for the classmates, and them like, I don't know, I feel like he should have played up the fact that he was summoned here to a second. Like, this is the second time he's done this, instead of hiding it from his classmates, and played a mentor role to a whole bunch of newbies. Like, instead of getting like one isekai guy, or in Shield Hero you get 4, you have like 20. Like, play with that dynamic a little bit more. But he just left at the end of the first episode, and his classmates like, I'm gonna get stronger off screen. And he's like, you do that, and maybe I'll be there for you. But Alice Gear synchronization, or whatever, like the last part of that, just boring. I like Moe. This tried so hard to be a Moe thing. It just wasn't good. It just felt, the episode was 20 minutes long, and I felt I was sitting there for an hour. I had people. I had no expectations for this show. I read the synopsis. I thought this looked interesting. I watched the prequel, or the prologue episode, which I didn't know was not even a part of the canon of the series. It's just on High Dive. It's like there's episode 0 in this listing. I was like, all right, so of course you're going to start with episode 0. Nope, turns out that was like super old OVA, has nothing to do with the series. So I was confused. I was like, okay, this is not great. So the next episode, I watched the real first episode. I watched on a Discord call. So like everyone else was like playing games, I was watching this and like talking to them. Even then, even with people's commentary, the first episode, I just couldn't. I almost just dropped it right there. This is just a boring show. Nothing going for it. It's a bait and switch. Do not read the description, or actually read the description. Have a good time with that, and then just don't pick up the show, because the show does not talk about the show. Like the opening 1 minute of the show is the entire description, and then it just bait and switches into just nothing. This is the epitome of a waste of time for F tier. Speaking of isekais, sounds like my average anime experience. Listen, you're watching the wrong anime, all right? There's good anime. There's good anime out there. It's just the seasonals just have not been great. And we're going to continue on this path with Reister. What was the title of it? It's another like very long title. The aristocrats serves under gods, but the aristocrat serves under gods that aren't morally correct, or something like that. I forgot. I guess I could just pull up my Anime Planet. Spoilers for what I've dropped already and what I've not dropped. Sorry, spring 2023. It's something like the aristocrats something. Yeah, the aristocrat one. What is this called? The aristocrat's otherworldly adventure, serving gods who go too far. The title sounds interesting, right? You're serving gods who've gone too far. What have they gone too far on? Don't ask me. They just gave him a lot of overpowered abilities, and they're like, hee, all right, send him to the isekai world. What? He's not serving anyone. At least the first 4-ish episodes. It's just a kid he's a teenager reincarnated as a kid, keeps all of his memories, rizzes up like every woman he touches, even women that are like way too old for him. It's better than the last 2 isekai, but only by like a hair. I thought you were defending this one, right? Like, I thought we were like in a voice call, right? I thought you were defending this one. D tier is not defending anything. But yeah, no, I think I would rather watch Summon to Another. Okay, I watched more of the Aristocrat one. They went too far with the title. Yeah, that title's too long. It's just a mouthful. I do defend it because overpowered. So the logic just doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess he's as overpowered as him, but it's a different type of overpowered. I don't know. I watched 4 episodes of the Aristocrat one. I only watched 2 episodes of the Summon to Another World, but I enjoyed my time more with Summon to Another World than I did with the Aristocrats. Only reason why I watched 4 episodes of the Aristocrats is because there was 4 episodes that were dubbed. After those 4 episodes that finished, I just I'm not tuning into this again. If Summon to Another World had a dub, might have watched like half of it maybe. But the fact that it was in sub and I actually had to pay attention to what I was watching, But I was falling asleep I was literally on my bed watching this dubbed and nearly fell asleep like several times throughout it. Just could not hold my attention. I understand if you like it more than the Summon to Another World. It's just there's not much to defend with it. All right, not an isekai, but finally I can stop. I think we put 3 shows in F tier like in one go. Finally, we can stop. I have to read. Honestly, that's okay. I don't mind subtitles. I've kind of grown past. I used to be a dub elitist for going I don't want to read anything. I don't want to read subtitles. Why would I want to read subtitles? But now it's if it's subbed, and that's the only way I can watch it, I appreciate it. I like Skip and Loafer subbed. There's no. I mean, I guess I could watch in the Spanish dub. I might catch 50% of what they're saying. But some shows where they're going to be bad, you're going to want to watch it dubbed. So that way you can do something in the background. I can play Fortnite while doing this, or I could lay in bed and almost fall asleep. If at least I caught the story of the Aristocrats while almost asleep. But if I was watching it subbed, I wouldn't understand anything. And then, speaking of dubs, the legendary hero is already dead, or the legendary hero is dead. It's one of the best dubs I have heard in a very, very long time. The voice cast goes ham on this one. I thoroughly enjoyed the voice acting work here. The story is pretty mid. There's not much going to this anime when it comes to the plot. I mean, there's a lot of plot, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of plot, but the plot, it's kind of do this, do that, and all that. It leads to some funny gags. But I've heard that the sub isn't as funny. Kenny watched the sub and he switched to the dub, and he says he enjoyed the dub a lot more. I only watched the dub, and then Reister told me in the Discord that he watched the sub and dropped it. So maybe the sub just is not great. The sub wasn't funny to you. All right. I think the dub is funny to me because I recognize the voice actors. So hearing for anyone that's seen the My Hero Academia dub, hearing Lemillion say some of the most atrociously down bad things is gold to me. And then Kaguya is also in it from the Kaguya-sama dub. So maybe the sub just doesn't hit when it comes to American audiences, but the dub is thoroughly enjoyable. The comedy I thought was great. There's some amazing visual gags in this. It's just the story wasn't all there. So I wish because it's not like a comedy because it tries to have a plot. But I feel like if they leaned more into the Konosuba type of thing, where it's the Konosuba, it has a very slight, it has maybe 2 episodes or a story, but other than that, it's kind of gags, adventures, and all that. I feel like if this tried to do more gags and adventures, it would have been better. But it at times it takes itself very seriously, and that's all right. I mean, there was a couple there's one really good episode where it took itself very seriously, but it also kind of felt I'm here for the funny ha-has. For me, if the show isn't interesting enough to the point where I can do something in the background, that it's not worth watching. That's fair. I don't know. I'm very picky with shows that I watch. That's completely fair. The only reason why I would do something, the only reason I play Fortnite or literally almost fall asleep in my bed while watching these shows is because I'm forcing myself to watch them so I can talk about them in the anime awards. Because how are we going to get worst anime if I don't watch terrible anime? But no, that's completely understandable. If it was up to me, about half of these shows I probably wouldn't watch unless I was doing it for the content. But yeah, Legendary Hero, I don't think it's for everyone because it's pretty atrociously down bad. I do think it's funny though. Shoot, this one is Ao no Orchestra or Blue Orchestra, I think. This is an interesting one because I watched one episode and I was like, I'll come back to this, and I never came back to this. Feels bad for anime reviewers then. Oh man. I think Giguk, at one point, he says that he forces himself to watch 3 episodes at least of every show. Maybe he says like 1. I think he does like 1 episodes too. But some shows, like he watches like 3 episodes to make his opinion. I'm like, no. If I'm not interested in by episode 1, and if I can't do anything in the background, I'm not gonna do it. At this point, it's just too much. He watches them 2 times. He's cheating then. Like, yeah, you're right. He cheats. He watches at 2 times the speed. When it comes to subtitled shows, I can't read that fast. I wish I could. There's 1 episode if they aren't interesting. Yeah, so like all of the isekai. No, but wait, no, he's like you. He's isekai trash. No, he watches all these. He watches them all through. No, but at 2 times the speed. But 3 if they're samurai interesting. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to adopt the 1 episode thing if a show's not interesting. I've already dropped 2 shows for the summer season after watching 1 episode. Yeah, they weren't. You were there for one of them, right, Reister? That was bad. Classroom of Heroes was bad, but we'll get into that whenever I do the tier list for next season. But I don't know. Orchestra was an interesting first episode. I thought I do want to watch more of it, and I never went back to it. So I don't really. It's like I'll put it in C tier because I think I would like it, but I'll put it in. This one's hard. I don't know. I watched an episode and I thought it was okay. I guess mid tier. I guess, even though this isn't really what mid tier is supposed to mean. I do want to watch it. I didn't think it was bad, but like I didn't end up watching it. In the past, I was forcing myself to finish any anime I was watching, no matter how bad it was, and then I realized I can just drop the magic of the dropping button. I'm a genius. There is some anime that I like wish I could just drop, like, or not wish, like back in the day, before I started doing YouTube. I would try and watch like everything. I would like, oh my gosh, like I need to watch this anime, I need to watch this anime, I need to watch this anime. And some of them were a drag, and I wish I dropped them. Nowadays I'm like, okay, even though I'm doing this for the content, it might be funnier if I just drop it. I don't think I need to watch 12 episodes of some of the worst shows ever to be written into existence. So yeah, the drop button is a beautiful thing. So I know Orchestra, thought it was semi-interesting, but not interesting enough. I guess I'll put it in D tier. If anyone has seen all of it, like in the VOD, go ahead and let me know, and maybe I'll give it another shot. It was interesting enough that I was like, I'll come back to this. I just didn't come back to it. Too much anime to watch. Might watch it to check it out. Yeah, you could definitely check it out. I don't think it's in your genre though. It's brace yourself. It's not an overpowered isekai. It's about a violinist who has fallen out of love with the violin, and he's being forced to teach someone else. It's basically Your Lie in April, but with violins. Yeah, it's all right. I thought it was interesting enough that I wanted to watch it, but I just kind of didn't. I don't know what streaming service it's on either. I couldn't find it anywhere. It was very hard to watch. What the heck is that? I know I downloaded these profile pictures. Is this the villainous one? I honestly can't tell what this is supposed to be. I think it's the villainous one. Give me a second. Let me try and find what is this. Oh, is it? Oh, it's Ray Liana. Right. Okay, cool. I don't have too much to say about Ray Liana. I think my sister likes it a lot. I watched 3 episodes. I'm like, great. I know it's not technically a villainous one, but it just felt like all the villainous ones I've seen recently. Villainous as a genre, I don't know why it's exploding recently. I don't care for it too much. I thought it would be an interesting genre. It's not really. It's kind of the same story every time. So yeah, this one kind of just felt mid. But okay, not mid. This one felt below mid to me. I know a lot. I know this one has their. I know this one has its fans. Just I couldn't get into it. I don't know why I couldn't get into it. I just kind of thought it was boring. Yes, finally, something positive to talk about. Anime genres are so weird sometimes. I don't even know if villainous is technically a genre. It's just like there's been 5-ish genre or animes tagged with villainous, but this is an isekai. It's tagged as isekai. I think it's technically an isekai, but I classify it as I don't know. I don't know if villainous is a genre of anime. It's just something that's been popping up way too much recently. But yeah, anime's got some pretty weird genres. Like they'll make anything into a genre. Which I respect, I guess, but sometimes it's best not to look at the tags that an anime has under it. But Dr. Stone, the adventure genre, the action genre. This is Dr. Stone season 3 part 1. So I'm not ranking Dr. Stone in general. Like I'm not ranking all of Dr. Stone. I'm just ranking this part of Dr. Stone. The myth, the legend, Dr. Stone. Okay, this part was so good. I want to put it in spectacular, and I'm probably going to keep it in spectacular, but it's going to be bottom end of spectacular. Only reason, it's not finished. They split it in half, so the story is very open, and it doesn't feel. It's not like a story where it's like cliffhanger. You feel like this segment is done. No, it's just cut. Like you can tell there is supposed to be more episodes to this, and it's just cut till later on in the year. It doesn't feel like in Attack on Titan, there's very obvious times when, all right, season 1 is over. It doesn't feel like they cut season 1 to prolong it going forward. Speaking of Attack on Titan, season 4, part 3 and part 4, kind of going into that. But Dr. Stone, this part, the 11 episodes that they aired, amazing. Incredible. Like they just leapt forward. I know you enjoy it, but sorry, I don't like Dr. Stone. To put it lightly, not my thing. That's why I don't watch your recent reactions. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't have to be like Dr. Stone. I kind of get it. Like, what about it? Like, don't you like? I'm kind of interested because I can see why it wouldn't be some people's things. Like maybe, it's not an action show. If they ever do have action, action's not great. It's kind of just like still images or blurry stuff that you can't really make out. There's no real choreography to it. Just I love the characters and the adventure to it. Senku just makes science fun. That's why it's rated so highly. But if S gets a little too bloated, it's probably going to drop to A. But when the season finishes, it's definitely going to be an S. That's the only reason why I'm kind of like going, do I want to put an S or A? Because it's incomplete, and you can tell it's incomplete. There are other reasons I don't like it. Yeah, that's fine. I was just like giving an example, I was just giving an example as to why some people might not enjoy it. It doesn't have to be the action element that you don't enjoy or not. I'm just like saying, they're just giving an example. But yeah, Dr. Stone, I personally love it. I know a lot of people that personally love it. It's one of my favorites in the sense of like I just can't wait to see the next episode. I actually don't care about action and fighting. I'm always more into the story and character. Interesting, because I feel like Dr. Stone has some really strong characters. I mean, the story, like, you can see that it has a plot, but it's not like hyper focused in a sense of, all right, plot. It's all right. So this is the season's plot. This is the season's plot, and now we're just gonna get to there. We'll eventually get to there, which I enjoy the structure of Dr. Stone. I feel like season 3 has been a lot better at pushing forward into that plot. We don't spend as much time on inventions and making stuff. Yeah, it's not for you. That's fine. But yeah, Dr. Stone, great. My clueless first friend. I don't know if I liked it more. Okay, I definitely like it more than the darkness in my heart. But I don't know if I like it more than that. I like them for different reasons. This is when when it comes to like ranking genres, it, it's harder because this is a comedy. It's funny, and this one is just sweet and wholesome. So which one did I prefer more? I think I liked My Clueless First Friend a little bit more than The Legendary Hero is Dead. It's basically just like um, elementary school kids. One is being bullied. One is super wholesome. They befriend each other, and every episode just little shenanigans. It's cute. I like it a lot, and it's just a good show like, to end the day off on. You turn it on, just calm down. I think it was nice, but I could see how some people would say it's boring. So I wouldn't like fight to put it in B, but not me personally, I would put it up here. Reister, another isekai. The question is, did I enjoy this more or less than Summon to Another World for a second time? I didn't like Kamikatsu. I know a lot of people did. This is supposed to be this is Working for Gods in a Godless World. I think you said you enjoyed this one. I'm not sure if you did or not. It was pretty dragging. I enjoyed the voice actor for the main character because it was Ishigami in the dub from Love is War. But other than that, this was a drag. I watched 4 episodes only for the tractor scene because like the sub, of course, comes out before the dub. So like I had seen the tractor scene. I wanted. Oh, it was mid. Good. I thought you were defending. At one point, I thought you were saying this was good. Maybe it was Sora that was saying this was good. I'm slandering your name. I'm sorry, Reister. 3 episodes? Okay, I only watched episode 4 because I knew the tractor scene was coming up. Because there's a horrendously animated tractor where basically they put an anime filter over a real tractor, and they yeah. So the CGI in this anime, it's supposed to be bad because they wanted it to be funny. When they are trying, the animation's decent. Like, it's pretty good in this show, but like the CGI, it's horrendous. It's disgusting to look at. But that's on purpose. Let's see if I can pull up an image. But yeah, no, this show was just not great. Okay, this is I would say it looks better still framed. Let me move my camera really quick. Yeah. It's not great. But let me pull up the tractor scene. I guess I should put my camera here for a second. So yeah, they put an anime filter over a tractor, and this is a real person driving said tractor, and they just cut out a PNG of a character in the anime on top of him. This is this. I saw this somewhere. Yep. This kind of blew up for like a day, and it just immediately disappeared. Now it kind of does look like a pod racer. I'm gonna be real. It does look like a pod racer. This is just bad. I know it's supposed to be funny. It was done on purpose. It wasn't like the studio going, "Oh, we ran out of budget. We can't do this anymore." It was completely 100% on them. They were like, "Yes, this is funny." I think they missed. I don't know. Okay, I guess the visceral reaction is like, "Oh God." And if you think about it, it could be funny, but it's just not. I don't know. This wasn't my form of comedy. I like comedies. I don't think that they did a good job with this one, or at least it just wasn't my type of comedy. But no, easy. Another isekai, sadly, in the F tier. I hope the summer season we don't see as many isekais in F because it's a genre that I enjoy. It's been really rough lately. It's just not great. Yay, another F. Okay. Do I put it above or below the isekais? That's the question. Out of respect for part 1, I'll put you just below. the summon to another world. All right, Birdie Wing. It's a girl golf. It's Yuri. It's golf. Um, the dream of isekai is the dream of isekai becoming less trash. Yeah, keyword dream. Um, yeah, Birdie Wing. It's girls golf. It's a kind of a teasing Yuri. They do tease each other a lot. It's tagged with Yuri, but I don't think they've gotten together at this point. I don't know if the series is over. This was part 2 of season 1. And I think season 1 was really great. I loved season 1. It was ridiculous. It was everything that anime should be, in the sense of like, we're taking golf, a pretty boring sport to watch, and we're gonna just anime-fy it. The Yakuza are in on this. There's like underground golfing Yakuza war. It is just goofy. It's funny. And then part 2 came out, and it became this really weird, not incestuous, but kind of incestuous drama. And just everything that I liked about part 1 was just shattered in part 2. And it's sad to say, because I was really excited for part 2. But it's just, I don't know what they were thinking. This was a pretty big drop off. Sora, if you're watching this, they tease incest, so you go ahead and binge it. All right, Hell's Paradise. Enough about that. Let's get some action in here. I'll put this in. Hell's Paradise. Might be like an unpopular opinion. I'll give it a strong B. I like it a lot. It was the best action show to come out this season. But it's all right. It was good. I enjoyed it, but nothing to like push it into A for me. It might end up going into A at the end of it, because I'm just realizing there's nothing in A, so I might have to push it, or I might push it up, and I might push some stuff in S down to just fill out the tier list a little bit more. But Hell's Paradise, I think it was one of the better shows of the season. For Mappa Show, I didn't hear anyone talk about it. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was literally going to say that. Hell's Paradise, like, I heard people talk, like, when this was announced, I feel like everyone blew up in the sense of like, oh my god, Hell's Paradise, I love the manga. And then like that first episode dropped, no one talked about it. And that's weird, because it's Mappa. Everyone talks about Mappa shows. Like Attack on Titan, when that was picked up by Mappa, every episode people were talking about it. But that's kind of cheating, because that's Attack on Titan. So Jujutsu Kaisen, everyone talked, like every episode, it's like you couldn't escape Jujutsu Kaisen. Even though like season 1 was kind of like like there was some great fights in there, but overall the story was, I didn't really see, other than the fights, I didn't see too much like special. Like, I didn't think Jujutsu Kaisen was too special outside of the choreography and the fights. But everyone talked about Jujutsu Kaisen. Chainsaw Man, that blew up the internet. That was it was God giving the 12 commandments as the episodes of Chainsaw Man. That was also not great in my opinion. I mean, like, it was good, but I didn't care for it too much. And then Hell's Paradise comes out. I'm like, finally, I'm like enjoying this show. Like, genuinely, I'm enjoying it. And no one's talking about it. I'm like, the one time where I'm like, yes, I can talk about this show and not get like roasted for having trash taste. It's like no one talks about this show, which is interesting, because I think it's one of the stronger of the two, or the stronger of the three dark trio. But like, people aren't talking about it, but it's rated pretty highly on Anime Corner. It was consistently within the top 10, but I don't know. I guess the hype wasn't there that much for it. I don't know. I liked it a lot. It's all right. It's good. You're gonna watch this one? I recommend it. If you like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, I think it's the better versions of those, in the sense of like, this is like, in the manga community, people call this the dark trio. So like, because they're all like, they're not your typical shonen. There's blood and gore. There's all that. I think Chainsaw Man led way too into the blood and gore, and Jujutsu Kaisen, I just didn't find the protagonist too interesting. But Hell's Paradise balances the complaints I had with those. I think Hell's Paradise balances it very well. Rare event, Golden Thing watching anime. I feel like every anime watcher has like just gets to the point where they're like, yes, I watch anime. Oh, what was the last anime you watched? And you go, huh. Good question. I feel like every anime watcher gets to that point. Before I started doing the videos, it got to that point where like I would be like watching like maybe one show, because you don't have time. And now I'm making the videos for it, so I'm doing it for the content. I'm forcing myself to have time for this. But yeah, if you're gonna watch any anime out of this, I think Hell's Paradise is gonna be one that you're gonna enjoy a lot. It has like a good lore to it. I really enjoy the protagonist and the action sequences. It's Mappa, they're good. Demon Slayer. All right, this is specifically the Swordsmith Village arc. All right, I'm not talking about the goated Entertainment District arc. I'm not talking about season 1, which was boring, and I'm not talking about the goated Mugen Train arc. I'm specifically talking about the Swordsmith Village arc. The main reason I made the mid tier separate from the C tier was specifically for Demon Slayer. This season had so much to live up to, because the Entertainment District arc is one of the best action shows or action things ever. Perfectly paced, perfectly cut. Every episode left you on the edge of your seat. I was amazed, because I don't like Demon Slayer season 1 at all. It's very boring. The only good episode is episode 18, or whenever he cuts the spider's head off with the insert music and all that. It's the only good episode in my opinion of season 1. Everything else is very boring. I don't like any of the characters. Tanjiro is a boring protagonist. Inosuke is kind of cool, but I don't see too much. There's not much depth to him. And Zenitsu is just annoying. But somehow the Entertainment District arc, so I'm not the only one. Yes, people actually agree. I don't know if you're agreeing with all of the points, but just it's like season 2 somehow balanced all of the bad and just made it goated, because the animation went off. Yes, I literally explained how I feel about the show. Yes, or how you feel about the show. Okay, I'm not the only one. Everyone I talk to, it's nobody talks about Hell's Paradise. Everyone I talk to, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer. And the only time, all right, the Discord server, I was talking with my buddies, and then they go, all right, season 3, all right, Demon Slayer's goated, but season 3, it was mid. The consensus is season 3 is mid, but the rest of the show is goated, and they're always like, oh, just wait for this arc to get animated in the manga, or just wait for this arc in the manga. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm like, it peaked in season 2. I think it peaked in season 2. But the fact that like diehard Demon Slayer fans that I know are also agreeing that season 3 is mid speaks a lot to season 3. Minus the spider fight, because I didn't care about it. I didn't care about the spider fight. I just like the animation in that fight. I feel like as a single episode, it's a masterpiece in the sense of like the pacing. I say I didn't care, like the emotional impact. I feel like they did a good job at like making you care, even though I didn't get emotionally invested. The build up to the point that everyone like blew up the internet with the sword that was on fire, the insert song. It's a masterclass. I think that episode is a masterclass in like that pacing. I didn't care. I wasn't emotionally invested. I was just like, pretty fire. Animation pretty. The final episode was good, but besides that, yeah. I was gonna say the final episode of season 3 of Demon Slayer, I feel like it was a return to form. All of season 3 was lacking this intensity. It felt like most of season 3 is a fight, and they get rid of like, oh my god, like Zenitsu and Inosuke, they get rid of them. They're not in this season, but it's still just a drag. The animation's fire. I get myself sometimes. But yeah, season 3 was a weird drag, especially since I would say 80% of it is a fight. But they just cut away from the fight too much. The blocking between action set pieces is just really weird. Like, I talked about this in I think I said, I don't know if I cut it or not, but there are at least 4 times in this season where you're in the middle of the action and then something happens to the human characters and the demon is about to kill them, and the human character will always go, I don't have enough time to move out of the way. This demon's going to kill me. This is it for me. And the screen will literally fade to black, and we see the entire origin story of the human character for like 15 minutes, and the fight is just completely broke. Any investment you get in the fight is broken. It's gone. Because we spent 15 minutes building up why we should care about this character that we just met. And they do this 4 times. Except for the last episode. The last episode, they don't do that. Because the last episode, they run out of characters to do that with. I'm back, and you put Aristocrat on the bottom. So it was you! It was you that was defending Aristocrat. Why? Why would you defend this show? It's painful to even listen to you talk about it. All right, it's not that bad. It's just with the expectations of the Entertainment District arc, season 3 of Demon Slayer was a huge letdown. I think I'm kind of over dramatizing it. It's just like if you didn't like season 1 of Demon Slayer, I feel like season 3 is back to that. If you love season 2 of Demon Slayer, you're not gonna like season 3. I don't think shifting through garbage is gonna make a difference. No, Sora, where would you personally put the Aristocrats? All right, where would you put it? Because I feel. First of all, it's 3rd from the bottom. Okay, Sora, it's 3rd from the bottom. But if you put it anywhere above F, we're gonna have a talk. You dropped it after season 1. Well, you said you don't care about fights, so I can't even recommend Mugen Train or Entertainment District arc, but that's fine. Like if you dropped it after season 1, completely agree. I was gonna drop it after season 1, but I think Mugen Train, the movie, I don't care about the them splitting it into an anime season. I think the Mugen Train movie was really good. It surprised me a lot, but the action, of course, was like what kept me. And then I was like, all right, fine. I watched the Mugen Train movie. I'll watch season 2. And then I watched season 2 and was like, oh my god, oh my god, if Demon Slayer is going to be like this for the rest of the series, I'm in. Then I watched season 3, I'm like, oh, back to season 1, eh? Season 2 was the fluke. But I'm at this point, I'm only watching Demon Slayer to just put my opinion on it. Because if I say, like, when season 4 comes out and I say, like, no, Demon Slayer's mid, and people go like, well, you didn't watch season 4. What's the point? I watched 3 seasons. So at this point, I'm just kind of watching it to have an opinion, and it is entertaining. It's mid because of just the massive drop off. Still, animation is beautiful, by the way. Just like nothing to say about the animators. The animation is beautiful. It's just pacing issues, bad pacing issues. All I can say without spoilers for Demon Slayer is we're getting the manga reader over here. For Aristocrat, I would put it in ear. Oh, you would put Aristocrat lower. Okay. Good, Sora. You weren't defending it. You were... Okay. You know what? Fair enough. Wait, of course you would put Aristocrats under my one-hit kill sister. You're just trying to buff up my one-hit kill sister. You're always losing when you're talking to me. But yeah. We have another F-tier show. You know what? That was really nice. Spy Family was easy D. Could slip into F. Or not Spy Family, Spy Classroom. This was a show that had potential, I feel like. Basically, premise, a whole bunch of girls, like I think like 6 or 7 of them. They are covert spies. So already like cool, spy genre. We don't get too much of the spy genre in this. Never even watched this one? Don't bother. So it's like these 6 to 7 girls, they've been training all their lives to be spies, and they're going to go on a covert operation. Cool. Premise, there. All right, automatically training arc. Okay, you kind of lost me, but I'm sticking through. 6 episodes in. Or, no. So training arc starts immediately. I'm like, damn, oh well. Training arc is like 3 episodes. Then we get into the mission. I'm like, oh, damn, all right, the mission has started. Because I thought the mission was going to be like the season finale kind of thing. It's like, all right, we train all this time, and then now we're going on the mission. I'm like, all right, I'm in. Mission is 1 episode, or maybe 2. They've been hyping this whole mission up for like since the series began. They're like, all right, the mission is super dangerous. It's dangerous. It's like 2 episodes max. action sequences, boring as hell. The animators are afraid to show you how spies fight, because I mean, I guess you can make the argument that when a spy fights, you don't see them fight, because that's what a good spy is. No, it's just boring to watch, boring to look at, uninteresting characters. And when the main mission's resolved, what's the rest of the show about? All right, back to more training arc. We're just gonna flash back to the rest. Like, we're gonna flash back before the mission, and we're gonna do a whole bunch of like character episodes to make you care about these characters after they all survived the dangerous mission. Like, what is this? Why would you do that? What was the pacing? What was the idea here? It's making Spy X Family look elite. This makes Spy Family look like an actual spy show. I can't really talk too much about this show. I mean, like, I can. It's not good. I mean, of course, I like fights when they are good. That's why I like Gurren Lagann so much. Yes! But I'm not the type of person who can get satisfied by action only. Not to insult anyone who are all fights, of course. No, that's completely fine. Like, Demon Slayer, I just watch it for the fights. The plot, I don't think it's great. I'm one of those people that if the fight sequences are amazing, I can be satisfied by that. But I'm not going to give a show S tier because it has amazing fight sequences. Like Demon Slayer, the last episode, amazing fight sequence. It was like 30 minutes long or something like that. But that fight sequence does not elevate the rest of the show. I can say, oh my god, the choreography in the show is great. The story is terrible. So yeah, that the story and pacing terrible. So that I understand what you're saying. Like the fights elevate it. So I think you might enjoy season 2 of Demon Slayer. Because I think the pace, like a lot of the issues with season 1, once you finish the first 3 episodes, are pretty much resolved. But the story is more important. Exactly. Yeah. This Spy Family is good and fun by comparison. When Spy Family season 2 comes out, we'll have a talk about that. Spy Family is fun. It's not my favorite. It's not my thing really, sadly. But compared to Spy Classroom, Spy Family is how you do a spy show. Sadly. Pyrotic. I don't know what this emoji is. I think it's like you're watching it, but welcome, Pyrotic. I know you've been begging us to do streams. What are we even talking about? We're talking about anime, Pyrotic. We're doing anime, you know. Anime. Vlogs off. You know, we're just talking about some anime. We're talking some shit. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna try and stream some Lego tomorrow. Hopefully. What show? We're talking about like 50 shows. We're basically just ranking a whole bunch of anime that I watched this year. All the shows. No, not all the shows. God, no, not all the shows. There's going to be a lot of shows in F tier if that's the case. All right, next show, Insomniacs. Okay. That might be too high. Okay, this is a very slow burn. It's a romance. We'd be here for a couple of weeks if we did all the shows. Yeah, no, and that's just the seasonals. If we did like every anime in ever, forget it. But yeah, the Insomniacs After School, or Insomniacs, yeah, I think it's Insomniacs After School. That might be too high. It's a slow burn. It's romance. This is my niche. You know, like everyone has their thing. This was my thing. Everything that I love was this. Yeah, it's basically about 2 kids. They have insomnia. And before they met each other, they're like, man, what's wrong with me? I'm broken. I'm not like everyone else. I can't sleep at night. I'm sleeping in the morning. And everyone else can function. I can't. They meet each other like, oh, we're not broken. It's just a thing. And the romance ensues. Super wholesome, really well paced. And like it has like one of my favorite episodes. It's not one of my favorite series of the year so far. It's one of my favorite episodes. Night Owl meeting for it. Basically, it's just our Discord calls, but in person. I've heard about this one. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Episode 5, I think, is one of the best episodes of the year so far. Really beautiful. But it's just, if you're into romance and the romance genre, I think you're going to love this. If you're more into shonen or isekai, I feel like you probably would struggle. It's a slow burn. It's very the episodes are not fast. You can feel them. You can feel like the 20 minutes go by, but it's a nice feeling. You need to make a Jam Lads anime. If we could do that, if we could do that, or I mean, let me go get my VTuber model real quick. I think a Jam Lads anime would be the most disastrous slice of life ever. Truly a jamming time. For you like fighting? All right, so if you like fighting, then I think you enjoy Hell's Paradise. And there's some other action shows that we're going to talk about. Oh, well, speaking of, right here. But yeah, Insomniacs After School, one of my favorites. Jam Lads anime with JoJo opening? Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh. They be making me the bad guy? Yes, you're Dio, of course. You would be the Dio of the season, or the series. You can voice act for us as a villain if you need to just let me know. You know what? If we could get someone who... I wish I could draw, because this would be kind of fun, just like doing on the side, like maybe every month release like a 5-minute animatic, aka like what the storytime YouTubers do. Basically like just draw little things or draw like a background still image. I think that would be so fun to do. I can't draw, so but if I could, I think I would pick up this idea. Just add lore. Sor, the supervillain, can't even spell his name right. It's 4 letters. It's 4 letters. All right. Well, actually, no. That's his villain name, Sorsa. We don't know it's Sor. That's his secret identity. Even villains can have a secret identity. War. All right, MASH. All right, I know a lot of people enjoy MASH. Ryan loves MASH. Kenny loves MASH. I really liked MASH. The Sorcerer. I don't know if I should put it in A or like B. It's because like some episodes went by in a snap. Other episodes kind of felt like, all right, the 20 minutes are dragging. I think MASH deserves to be in A at this point. I still need to finish it. That's the thing. The only reason I'm kind of like struggling is like I didn't finish. I got like 9 episodes in. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna binge the last 3 episodes. I didn't binge the last 3 episodes, so I still need to finish it. But I enjoyed it a lot. I think it was very fun, and the dead look in Mash's eyes, I love it. I love how he just does not care about anything. If you do this, let me be the meme guy in the background, like the cabbage guy. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. But I would need to befriend someone who can draw, and like they don't mind not getting paid for anything. It needs a separate cream puff category. I'll just rename A to cream puffs. Cream puffs for life. There you go. A is cream puffs for life for this video. But yeah, MASH was super enjoyable. I feel like there's something holding it back from S tier for me, but it's an easy high B or low A. There's just something for some reason. I think it's like the episodes, they feel long. And sometimes I was checking to see how much longer there was in them, but I don't know. I don't know why I felt that way. For Magic show is pretty fun. You know, that's the thing. All right, it takes place in an academy. I hate it when shows take place in like classrooms or academies. I feel like that just slows it down. Maybe that's why. I felt the episodes were dragging. But for like this show, even though it takes place in an academy, I liked it a lot. I found like all of my issues with shows that take place in a classroom, I didn't have, or like isekai or action shows that take place in a classroom, I didn't have with this. But that's an achievement in my point of view. I'm gonna learn computer graphics in the near future, so maybe I'll be able to do some of these. Oh, okay, that could be interesting. Computer graphic, like CG'd. I don't want to like force anyone to do it. They would have to like be enjoying the idea of doing it, and then I would have to like also like It would be a lot of work behind the scenes, but I think it would be a really fun idea to just do like stupid Jamlad lore, like just like what if all of us lived in a house together and like we had a troublesome villain. I think it would be a lot of fun to do like this like really like short shorts, like 2-3 minutes maybe. But I also know, even though I don't draw, listening to people that do draw, it's a very long process. So you know what, if Golden Thing's down for it, or like we find someone else, we'll see what we can do. I think it would be very fun to do. The lore. It would just be stupid lore, like inside jokes. We would like just kind of. I feel like because we have a lot of inside jokes within the friend group, so I feel like we could just explain those within that and just turn it into Jamland lore. The ultimate ability turns the main villain into jam, and then the Jamlads eat them. Well, that. Wait, no. Wait, is that cannibalism? No, wait. What part of the villain is jelly? I want to help with a Jamlad show, but I don't know what to help with. So if you do it, just let me know if I can help with the voice acting, background characters. I think you could like voice act characters that aren't us, or like we could like make recurring characters, like recurring gag characters, like you mentioned earlier, like a Cabbage Man sort. I think we could do that. Like maybe like the Cabbage Man is the mailman, and like he's trying to mail us stuff. It just never works out because like the shenanigans like just blow him away or something like that. And then you could also just be like background characters or noises too. I think since you made the idea, I do want to include you, and anyone who wants to be included. Like I'm sure like if we do this, we'll probably put like a thing up on the Discord saying like, all right guys, we're we're drafting the script for the next episode. If anyone's interested, maybe we'll do that. But if we get too big, then it might not be great. From anime tier list to discussing anime plans, and you already know, discussing plans means it's never happening. Yeah, the tangents are real on the Jamlad channel. If you don't understand Jamlad's content, these tangents are insane every time. But going back to the anime tier list. I like voice acting. Yeah, me too. All right, going back to the anime tier list. Gundam, another easy S. I know Reister didn't like this one. I don't know why. What's next on the divine list here? Gundam the Witch of Mercury, part 2. All right. So this is interesting because it's part 2. So I can't rate part 1. I'm just rating part 2. Oh my god. Part 2 was... I don't know if it's a step up or just as equal, but the world got a lot more fleshed out. The action was the same. It stayed the same quality. But like the world and characters got a lot more fleshed out. The main protagonist got a lot of development. And she stopped being kind of an empty shell and started being more of her own person. Also the ending of the series. The series is only 24 episodes long. Great ending. Kind of surprised me in the sense. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it did kind of surprise me in a good way, or in a more enjoyable way. I didn't even watch anything. I'm just here for the fun. Maybe you can get some recommendations. I think S tier would be some easy recommendations. Like I know you didn't want like Dr. Stone, but like if you're looking for like maybe I should watch something. Maybe S tier can help you out. You say Reister says it's all right. I can see why some people would say it's all right. Maybe they're just not into politics or like that. It's just not fast paced enough. I think it was great. For me, it's a B or lower A, but I didn't watch it all the way. You know what? For saying it's all right, that's pretty high. Especially for lower A, that's pretty high for saying it's all right. I'll you know what? I will take that. I'll take that. Pyrotic says Gundam looks mid. Interesting. That might be a hot take, but I refuse to watch any Oh. Okay. Before Witch of Mercury, I hadn't seen any Gundam shows. So I kind of see where you're going. I didn't really care too much about Gundam, but Witch of Mercury kind of opened my eyes to what Gundam could be. I was just wrapped into it, the political warfare, the morality of Gundams and all that. It opened my eyes, and I'm going to definitely be binging a lot more Gundam stuff. I'm I have Iron Blooded Orphans in my plan to watch list, and it like just moved up to the ranks of like, okay, once I finish Vinland Saga and once I finish Mashoko Tensei, Iron Blooded Orphans is definitely going to be the next series I watch. That's not a seasonal. Gundam is definitely an interesting thing to get into. There's a reason it's been so popular. I mean, it's one of the first genre. It's one of like the first like heavy genres out there. I think, right? Like it's been around since like the 70s or 60s maybe. It's old. It's old, and it's a lot of stuff to go through because some stuff from the 60s is canon depending on what shows you're watching. There's a lot to go through. But Witch of Mercury starts completely fresh. Oh, 70s or 80s? Okay, my bad. Yeah. So yeah, 70s or 80s. It's an old show. It's an old genre. But Witch of Mercury, if you're not into Gundam or you're not like sure, from what I understand, it starts completely fresh. It's a new timeline-ish thing. Yeah, Gundam is a multiverse, I think. Tell me you haven't watched Gundam without telling me you haven't watched Gundam. I think it's a multiverse. So some Gundam shows are canon within other Gundam shows, but not all Gundam shows are canon. So it depends on what show you watch. There's either previous continuity or it's a fresh start. Some things are connected, some aren't. Yeah, I think like every decade or so they make a show that they make a show that's friendly for new people. So this decade was Witch of Mercury. That's like a gateway show. I think Iron Blooded Orphans technically counts as a gateway into Gundam too. I don't think there's too much in Iron Blooded Orphans from what I've heard. That like, all right, if you haven't seen the show from the 70s combined with the one special in 95, then you're not gonna understand this part. I think it's also a gateway, and then there's some other ones that I've heard are gateways if you don't want to watch from the beginning. I mean, popular doesn't equal good. Not saying Gundam is bad. You haven't watched any, but in general, yeah, no, yeah, I mean, like Demon Slayer is popular, and look where that ended up. Gundam, they make some pretty big guns in that. Some things are connected, but not. Oh, I read about this. Sorry. I'm building lore for a character very, very fast. I'm pretty sure Josh is the only one who knows the name. I mentioned the character name. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't remember the name, but I do remember. If I'm thinking about the right character, I do remember the talk we had about the character. But I'm really bad at remembering names in general, let alone like. I'm really bad at remembering like real names, let alone fake names. But literally my entire character that I've created so far is based on him being a continuous character throughout multiple universes where the laws are complete. All right, that sounds interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember his name, but I do remember the conversation that we were having about it. All right, back to anime. Gundam, Witch of Mercury. I recommend. Even if you're not into Gundam. Otaku Elf. Easy C. Not really special. One best isekai, kind of out of default. It's a reverse isekai. An elf gets transported into the human world, and she just kind of becomes a shrine maiden. And it's wholesome, but not too much to go with. It's an episodic kind of thing. I did enjoy, like, I liked the idea of like the elf being there, and she watches the people she likes grow up. That's a really interesting idea. She's also major otaku. It's very cute, but not much going for it. So easy C. I'll put it above Galaxy Next Door. I liked it a little bit more. Him depends on which universe you're thinking of. All right, that's cool. That's actually really interesting. First name starts with a C and the second starts with a... I am sorry, Pyrotic. I'm not going to remember the name. I remember the conversation. I just don't remember the name. I didn't watch this one. Didn't know this came out. Ryan, it's an isekai. It's an isekai. How could you not watch it? No, it is good. I mean, it's enjoyable, but like I wasn't pressured to watch all of it. I was like, all right, 3 episodes is enough. If I ever kind of want to chill out, then I'll go back and watch more. But it's okay. Not too much to say about it. The Beast. Oh no, it's another long title. The Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beast. All right, so this won most underrated in my Anime Awards video. Not by much. I think at this point I'm gonna put it here. Oh, the Nessa. Oh, yeah, Nessa's favorite. The Nessa's favorite thing that she loves in a character. If you know, you know. Chinobora Itsuki. Oh yeah. Okay, this is the name that we were talking about. How Japanese names have double meanings. This is the conversation I think we were having back then. But yeah, the Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beast. This was a good show, and then I think it's 24 plus episodes. I moved it to my stalled list because I just got to the point where I'm like, I can't keep watching this because I have to watch other shows. Yeah, this is my stalled list for now. Yeah, 13 plus, so it's going to be 24 episodes. I think it could have ended at 12. The more you watch, the more kind of like, yeah, it's nice, but I'm not like driven to watch all of it. So yeah, it was good, but it won best or most underrated. It had a banger opening and ending. But I think up until a point, it starts getting a little repetitive. So yeah, I'll put it like middle of B tier. I think that's where it belongs. It's a good place to put it. Chinbora Itsuki. Chinbora Itsuki. Okay. I think I terribly butchered the first name. Heavenly Delusion. Now this won best anime of the season. Of the season that came out. This one of my personal best anime. There's a big but in here. And no, it is not episode 12 or whatever episode that happened in. It ends way too openly. You have so many questions. None of them are answered. I think except for one, but then it just becomes like two. It's like one question. I think one question is pretty definedly answered, but then it just opens up so much more. There is going to be a season 2, but in like 2 to 3 years from now, because from what I've heard, the anime caught up to the manga, or at the very least the manga is like 2 or 3 chapters ahead. So, and the mangaka takes forever from what I've heard to update it. So if we're going to get a season 2, it's either going to be anime original or it's going to take forever to get there. So yeah, that's the only but I have with Heavenly Delusion. It's probably the best anime that came. It's the most unique, I think, in the sense of like the drama, the mysteries, the set pieces, and all that. It deserves a season 2. It doesn't deserve a season 2. It needs a season 2. So that's my only big but, because I am terrified of another Promised Neverland. Because if season 2 fumbles, then season 1 is not gonna be great. Because at least with Promised Neverland, you can end season 1 and kind of go like, okay, it's a decent way to end. Like it's a decent cutting off point with season 1 of Promised Neverland. Like there's still a lot of questions, but the story kind of leaves off in a way where like, okay, if I don't watch anymore, then I don't think anything's ruined. You can kind of leave it to your imagination. Heavenly Delusion, there is no imagination to have. Like they did not leave it off in the sense of like, all right, use your imagination. There is so many questions you have at the end of this. Deserves a season 2 because the questions need to be answered. The struggle of ReZero fans. I'm the ReZero fan. At least we're getting season 3. I didn't think we would get season 3. It's been what, 4 years? 3 years actually? No, yeah, it's been only 3 years. Considering how long it took for season 2 to come out, it's a godsend. But yeah, literally me. No one has yet to make a good season 2 of that type of show. Sadly, ReZero fans. You know, actually, no, ReZero also. Okay, if you watch the director's cut, it doesn't. But if you watch the anime cut, ReZero ends in a way where season 1 could be the ending point. Though that would be disappointing because there's a lot more. Like there's a lot more of the world to be explored. How dare you, Reister? Who's Rem? How dare you? Who's Rem me? She'll wake up eventually. But yeah, Heavenly Delusion. While like it should technically, because it won Anime of the Year or an anime, it won Anime of the Season. It should technically be like the best one. But I think I'll put it at the top of A, simply because I'm scared of season 2. Season 3 of ReZero and Attack on Titan final movie are the only things I actually care about. Honestly, same. Unless when it comes to seasonals, it's like I'll watch them and then I'll start caring about them, right? Like I don't go for a lot of these seasonals. I'm not going into them going, I have so much hype, I have so many expectations, in the sense like I love this franchise, and a lot of seasonals right now it's kind of like, okay, I'm watching this because I'm watching this because people are talking about it, or I want to see what it's about. But with ReZero and Attack on Titan, those ones, I think My Hero I will put up there. But like ReZero and Attack on Titan, I am there. As soon as there's an announcement, I will be there. Like as soon as that drops, I'm gonna be there. It's gonna, because like ReZero is literally a top 2, maybe top 3 anime. It's one of my favorites of all time. So yeah, when season 3 got announced, I was like, no way. I don't have to read the light. I don't have to read. It's a wishful A. Yeah. Okay, it's a wishful S, but a reasonable A, I think. If season pulls through, it's definitely S. Yes, same. Sora just jumping in. Yes, yeah. All of us ReZero fans are just in constant pain because it takes forever for it to get adapted. The only things I've heard it mentioned since I've been in here that I know of are Spy Family, Attack on Titan, and Gundam. Yeah, I mean, Attack on Titan, I think you said you were planning on watching that. Definitely watch that. Spy Family, if you haven't seen it, I don't think you need to watch it. It's okay. It's fun, but I don't think it's great. And Gundam is just a gigantic genre you would need to do your own research if you're interested in. ReZero is quick premise. It's an isekai. Basically, guy gets transported to another world, but instead of getting superpowers like normal, he gets something that sucks. Basically, he can he has the ability to checkpoint, but he doesn't choose the checkpoint, and he has to. There's like a big mystery, like a lot of coups. I'm kind of butchering it, but I don't want to spoil it too much either. But yeah, it's one of my favorite it is my favorite isekai and one of my favorite animes in general. So yeah, but I've heard like a lot of people don't like it, mostly because of the main character. But character development is super strong. It's cringe sometimes. I mean, I know the story from the internet and novels, but still want the anime adaptation. I don't know the story at all. I have the novels, but I haven't read them. I tried to I'm trying to read through them, but it's kind of a tough read. I feel like it's just really tough to read through them. So when I heard season 3 is coming out, I'm like, all right, stop reading. It's time to stop reading. I'm just gonna let the anime take me through it. Isekai but constant pain. Yes, that's it. I hate isekai, yet my favorite anime is isekai. Ironic to the bone. I don't hate isekai. I enjoyed the genre a lot, but I never thought that my favorite anime, or one of my favorite anime of all time, would be an isekai, because there's just a lot wrong with them. You have a lot of hot takes. Spy Family is not a hot take, to be honest. It's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't think it deserves all the hype that it got. I hate isekai, I hate Gundam, I hate anything that doesn't have action and it is just romance or slice of life. Damn, you are cutting yourself off from a lot of stuff, because romance and slice of life is some of the most impactful anime genres that you can go through. Mostly because action shows depends on the show. Like they can have, it can be deep. It can be deep, but romance and slice of life hits different on another level. It's like my favorite genre because it can be so relatable sometimes. So maybe open yourself up. Isekai, you don't have to. I think there's like a few isekai where you're like, you should break that rule of going like, all right, I'll check it out. As a genre, unless you like garbage, maybe stay out of the garbage truck. A good isekai idea is hard to pull off, but it can be done great at times. Yes. I'll say that differently. I don't necessarily hate isekai. I simply hate bad anime, and yeah. Isekai is one of the genres that sadly is filled with a lot of bad in it, but when it's done good, when it's done greatly, it can be almost, like, it's one of the best rides you can have. You like watching people fight in an inclusive story. That's fine. Yeah. But if you want like something more, like not something more, just more. Eventually, if you get to the point where you want like to expand your horizons, I recommend like romance or slice of life. Just find like a really good one. All the bad writers show up for the isekai section. Sadly, maybe it's just because it's like the easiest thing to write in the sense of like, okay, I'm just gonna make this guy that travels to another world and gets super overpowered. You don't have to do too much work. I am one of the people in the Super Sentai community that have started to beg for an animated version. It's not technically Super Sentai, but there is a semi Power Rangers anime coming out, and I've heard it's going to be very dark. I think it's coming out next year or next season. It's coming out soon-ish, but you might get your wish. Speaking of romance and slice of life, what was this called? The Cafe Terrace and its Goddesses. Basically, it's the quintessential quintuplets. There's 5 girls, 1 guy, but they're not sisters, and they all start falling for him. I just don't feel any chemistry is there between any of them. It's other than one pairing. There's one specific girl that gets along very well with the guy, and I feel like the chemistry was very organic. Other than that, the show was not amazing. I feel like it had a lot better. It had a lot better potential. It had a lot more potential. The premise was there, but the execution and the pacing was very off. Because these girls fall in love with him quickly. It is quick when they like. It's like they didn't. They thought they didn't have time to do it. And the magic of quintessential quintuplets, one of my favorite romances, is that a couple girls, like a handful of them, fall in love pretty quickly. But like it feels natural in the sense of, like the events and the build up that happens for it. It feels natural. But this one is just kind of like, other than the one that I mentioned, just way too quick to be reasonable. Mid quintuplets, yeah. All right, this one is the mid quintuplets. You reminded me, there's supposed to be a DC isekai that's written by ReZero author. Yes, it's going to be a Suicide Squad isekai done by the ReZero author. Makes me excited. I am so hyped for that. I love DC. I love anime. So being able to see that, it's going to be amazing. We got the first trailer in December 2022, so it should be coming out this year. For the Go-Go Loser Ranger. Oh, okay, the Power Ranger one. Another hot take is that Vegeta should have been the main character of DBZ and should have killed off Goku. Oh, creating a rivalry between Gohan as the new MC and Vegeta being another MC. That would be pretty interesting. I haven't watched Dragon Ball, so I don't really have too much to say about that. But Kenny would probably be able to bounce off of you a lot better with that. DC anime, yes. DC isekai anime, no, don't. It's the same guy as ReZero. There's hope. Okay, there's hope. There's a trailer for the Go-Go Ranger one, and there's also a trailer for the isekai one too. All right, what's this one called again? Magical Revolution or something like that. I don't have too much to say about it. It was very disappointing. I think episode 1 had a very good. It had a very strong start. Animation was pretty good, and then I don't know, the story just took too long. It's very weird. It's like, what if being an otaku, and not just an anime otaku, what if being like a fan of anything was banned and you just had to be a normal person, and then like everyone else is like rebelling against them, and there's magical girls in it, which is cool, like that's completely fine, but it doesn't make sense within the story that I saw, and it kept promising something deeper. It just took way too long to get anywhere. I watched 8 episodes of this, and I'm like, I know there's 4 episodes left. I just can't keep watching this. I'm hopeful for the DC isekai, but only time will tell. Same. I hope it's not bad, because I really want more like superhero anime stuff. If we could get a Spider-Man anime, I would consider this as a massive win. Another Power Ranger is announced. Yes. It's another low-budget adaptation of Sentai with no original suits, powers, or Zord's mecha. Oh, rip. I mean, that's not Power Rangers. That sucks. Konosuba. Um, if you heard that, that's my dog yawning. If you heard that in the mic, that was really high pitched. Konosuba was, um, or this isn't the new season of Konosuba. This is the spin-off of Megami. I think it's a strong, like, mid B. Give me the reboot already. That's not gonna happen. For Power Rangers. But Konosuba Megami's stuff, I think the first 3 or 4 episodes, when she's in the school, once again, when she's in the school, it drags a lot. But when she gets out of it, I think the pacing picks up a lot more. And it's more enjoyable when she finally gets out of the school. But those first 4 episodes were kind of a drag. And the rest of the show is actually pretty enjoyable. Anytime she set off an explosion, you can feel the budget just leaking. A for me, but B for the show in its entirety. You know what? Fair enough. I mean, I could see it like slipping into A for me. It's just like sometimes it was too slow. Sometimes she said the line explosion. Love that every time she says it. It's just hype. Another semi hot take that surprisingly I think everyone also agrees with. Oshinoko is mid, like bottom mid. It's even below the Cafe Terrace one. This is just boring. Sora, if you're watching, go ahead and defend yourself. And if you hear something in the background, it's my dogs fighting, or not fighting really. They're playing with each other. Because the puppy just got up, so he's active. He said the line, Kira Queen, disdain, no Bakudan, bite Zadosto. Oh, sorry, I'm completely butchering that. I know where you live. No, you don't. Maybe you do. You know the general area. But Oshinoko, amazing first episode. The rest of the series is just very, very boring. I don't know. The first episode I think is a masterclass in like short film, I guess. I think the first episode is perfectly paced. You get to know every character. Ai, of course, is the star. You feel for her really quickly. The rest of the series is just, it's no good in it. It's mid in it, as Reista says. The fact that it's a reincarnation thing takes me out of it. I don't care for the reincarnation plot. I know for Ruby, it's a pretty important sorry, I'll read that in a second, Pyrotic, but I know for Ruby it's pretty important to have this oh no, we activated some viewers. We got some comments now. Mainly the main thing I know about Oshinoko is the OP song, mainly the hilarious Holo really, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that name, Ai covers. But yeah, the main thing that like takes me out of Oshinoko, there's 2 main things actually. One, the reincarnation. I don't see why. Like, I know for Ruby it's very important because like her backstory, but I feel like they could have done the same thing if you just gave her an illness as a child that she can get over as an adult. And then Aqua, I mean, it's weird that he sees his mom as like he's a fan, but like that's his mom, but he doesn't see her as his mom. He sees her as a very weirdly loyal fan, and he's in love with her, and he's been reincarnated as the son. I feel like you could have done Aqua's story as just a vengeful son and not as a vengeful fan that's in love with his new mom. It's weird. I don't know. The reincarnation thing just brings it down for me. And then that's a big thing. I think you could have done mostly the same story with just changing a few things. They're being silly on the ground. Oh, sorry. Hey, come on. Aqua isn't in love with Ai. Aqua felt protective of his mother since he still feels as if he was her doctor. It's weird though, because like when he what was it? The Akane, I think, right? Yeah, the blue-haired girl. When they asked him what is his ideal type, he lists Ai, which I don't know. It's a weird feeling because like I know he's not like technically like in love with Ai, but he's I don't care for it that much. It's and then for anyone reading the manga, there's like the recent chapter, which I'm not reading the manga, but it's just been memed to death. So there's that. But I'm not too big of a fan of the reincarnation thing. I feel like a lot of the stuff that's in Oshinoko could have been done without reincarnation. He's a super fan to the max. Yeah. I don't know. I just think Aqua would have been more interesting if he was a vengeful son rather than a vengeful fan. It takes me out a little bit. And then the second point that I have is that I was the most interesting character of the show, or she's the most interesting main character. Aqua has an interesting plot, but I don't care for his character that much, mostly for the reasons that were stated in the sense of like it's weird. And the Ruby I just find really boring. I feel like I balanced a lot of what was like the best of both of them. I think I balanced, and like individually they're just not as interesting. So yeah, if I had been the main character, it would be a completely different show. It'd be a completely different show. But I think it could have been a little bit harder, like hit harder in the sense of like instead of watching I die in the first episode, we watch her we watched her spirit, like this innocent girl, like you watch like a season of her just being destroyed by the idol industry. It would be an idol show in which, well, like I know it's supposed to be a commentary on the idol genre, or not in the idol. It's supposed to be a commentary on the entertainment industry. But it's more of like a revenge storyline with like hints of the entertainment industry like darkness. But if I was the main character, like yes, it would be an idol show, but it would literally be like her in the center of the entertainment industry, and we can watch what it's doing to the person. Like I'm not saying like have I go like yes, I'm becoming an idol, and like we're gonna be we're like B Komochi is gonna be like the best. Like we're rising to this, like we're rising. No, I'm not saying like making an idol show in that sense. I'm saying like have I be the center of it and just make it brutal. Like her luck is out. Maybe it gets outed that she has kids. Like you just see like everything that could go wrong, and like everything like the way the idol industry could destroy someone, it destroys her, and like that's making it a commentary of someone like, or in my opinion, like the best character of the show. And then you can still keep like the side, like if you did the idea that I'm spitting out, you can keep the kids, and maybe like they're teenagers, and you can go into more of the entertainment industry with Akane and Ruby. You can keep those subplots. It's just I don't think Ruby or Aqua are that interesting. For the masses eating pie, no, I will worship I. You know what? Fair enough. Like I said, I was the best character of the show, but that's just my opinion. I know it's an unpopular opinion because everyone loves Oshinoko. I didn't really care too much about it. Just, Aqua and Ruby are not interesting protagonists in my point of view, and just the reincarnation stuff really took me out of the show. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm not putting it in D. Like, keep in mind, mid isn't like D tier. It's just it's C tier, but I want to mid is C tier, but I want to make a point. Basically, that's what mid is. My Home Hero. I don't have too much to say about this. I thought it was an interesting premise. I was the best character in the show. What a humble opinion. That's the general consensus. But like, oh wait, no, subtitles, please. I'm not saying I was the best character of the show. I mean, but if I was in the show, I would be definitely the best. Yeah, My Home Hero. I think the anime was kind of mid, even though it's in D. It does kind of hurt to put it in D because I think it's an interesting story. I just think the anime is poorly paced. Yeah, the animation was terrible. Like, okay, yes, that it's not. It's just it feels like they put the minimal effort into adapting this into an anime. All right, that was my next point. I was watching the anime and I was thinking this would be better in the manga. I feel like the anime is poorly paced. It doesn't really like the animation isn't really justifiable of an adaptation. Like it's not like a Demon Slayer adaptation where like, oh my gosh, the way they like animated My Home Hero is it's like mind blowing. It's very standard to almost below standard in my opinion. And it's just like the episodes feel like they're taking forever. So, but like I was watching, like this story is really interesting. So I think it's more of a 420 Lolly 69 says, what a name. I think this is a much better manga read, and I'm planning on reading the manga because I'm just really interested in how it goes down. Just the anime, no, it's the top of D tier, but that's not really saying much. You know what? Here, I'll put Aono Orchestra. There we go. I think this one might be a little bit better. 2Q Crisis, I'll put it at C tier. It's just another wholesome show. Basically, an alien comes to Earth. She wants to. She's thinking of destroying it, and then she finds that cats exist, and she falls in love with cats. It's another show where I'm like, if I have time, I'll pick it back up and watch it again. But I'm not dying to see the next episode. I feel like after 3 episodes, you kind of get the general consensus of it. Yeah, it's all right. Cat Lady, the show. Yes, my sister actually loved the show, and she loves cats. So I think the general demographic is cat people. All right, another romance to go in. I don't know where to put this. Falls in love with cats, understandable. Yeah. 2Q Crisis is a cute show, but it's just too long. If it was like 12-minute episodes, I think it would be better, but 24 is just way too long, and like there's not enough plot to go around with it. Yamada-kun is a strong A and can slip into S. I think this is a very good gateway romance. I think everything it does like the romance element very strongly. Everything like about the romance genre is pretty much in this, and it's every episode's like they're 24 minutes long. It feels like it's 12. The episodes just zoom by. Pyrotic, I see your comments, and DM me what you're commenting, and I'll read it later because I'm trying to get through this list. I didn't think it would take this long. So yeah. Also, yes. You have that permission from me, but you should. I'm not the only jam lad, so you should probably ask the people that you're gonna base them off of. Like if you're gonna like make a character around Kenny, you should probably ask him if that's okay. I think he would be okay with it, but you should ask. No, don't just ask me. Ask everyone. Where was it? Oh, yeah. But yeah, this is a strong A. It could slip into S. If you are looking to get into the romance genre, I think I would recommend Yamada. It's one of the best seasonals to come out in the past like year, I feel like. Yuri is my job. Yeah. We'll put it like there. Very boring. No Yuri. I don't know where the Yuri went. It takes long because a long conversation sparks every few minutes. Exactly. The tangents. Yeah, I'm really like, I want to talk about anime, and then I just talk about literally anything else. But yeah, Yuri's my job. Not much to say. There was no Yuri. I was very interested in this show, not because of like the Yuri, but because it's like the premise is this girl gets into the like the restaurant business. I'm gonna butcher what this business is, but it's kind of like the the hostess business, right? So like the whole like theme of this restaurant. The whole theme of this restaurant is that women pretend to be in like a girl love, like it's a cafe, but it's passing off as a all girls academy, and there's like storylines within them. It's weird to explain, but I watched Connor, aka Sea Dog VA. He did a video kind of going into this industry, but for yaoi and not yuri. He did like a whole video going into like a yaoi cafe. Super interesting. So I was kind of hoping that the show, if it didn't have yuri, I was hoping the show would be about that. Nah, it's not. There's no yuri. The chemistry, there's none. It doesn't really touch too much about the whole hostess thing. I think it tries to, but it feels really it feels hollow. And then we're just gonna skip to the next isekai, Cheat Skill in Another World. It's one of the better ones, but that's not saying much. This was boring. Very good first episode. Just not good. Just not good. It's not much happened here. It's basically this like really overweight guy. He gets bullied a lot, but he's a good person at heart. It's just like because of his looks, he gets bullied a lot. So like, but he's not bitter about it. He's just kind of sad. He's depressed, and then he goes to like this fantasy world that's in his basement. And in this fantasy world, he accidentally works out a lot and becomes super fit, super strong, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's so hot." And I'm like, okay, this could go somewhere. It's isekai. What am I gonna say? It didn't go anywhere. Of course it didn't. I think episode 2 was about a fashion model shoot, and that was boring. So yeah, Cheat Skill in Another World. They couldn't cheat themselves out of this one. I got a cheat skill in Another World, so I got a cheat skill and became unrivaled in Another World, so became unrivaled in the real one too, something like that. I think you enjoyed this one. I didn't. It's just not good. Not good in my humble opinion. It's not so humble opinion. How many shows did we write? We did a lot of them. I'm going to save the rest of these for a different stream. If it's overpowered, I like it. You know what? You're right. You have a type. You do have a type, and it could be dumb fun. It's just like I didn't think it was too interesting. Like I think the first episode was great. I think the first episode did a really good job of getting you into the characters. It's just the second episode and following just kind of fell off really hard. I didn't really see the dumb fun in it. I like. I'm gonna say I like isekai. Ignore this branch of isekai that's all F tier. Is there a single isekai that's not down here? I don't know. I don't think there is. But I typically like isekai. I feel like the seasonals for isekai have just not been good. It's been a rough ride for isekai fans. But yeah, I'm going to leave this. I did not expect. I know it's only been an hour and a half, but the puppy is rowdy right now. I was kind of hoping to do this all when he's asleep, but when he wakes up like this, I gotta take him out. I gotta do some stuff with him. I gotta take him out to do his business, and then he's gonna want to play a lot. So I was hoping he would sleep through all this, but I was too slow. So yeah, I will be back hopefully maybe Thursday. If not Thursday, then I'll be doing it next Monday or Tuesday again. We'll be doing part 2 of this, where we will talk about the spring anime, which I think I covered all the winter ones, or reverse that. We'll be back next week to talk about all the winter ones. I think I covered all the spring anime this season. So yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, like, subscribe, comment down below. If you enjoyed the VOD, same thing, and let me know your list of winter anime. I shall end this stream by pointing the oh shoot, the camera doesn't reach that far. Pointing the camera in the direction of the puppies if it reaches. The puppy's right there. Oh, shoot. Sorry, my chair's in the way. I don't really know. There he is. There's the puppy. Yeah, he's calming down. But I do need to take him out now to do his business, and he's gonna have to eat pretty soon too. But yeah, as you watch, as I do the outro, you can watch the puppy do puppy things. Josh, you will steal my... No, not my puppy. Pyrotic, stay away from my puppy. He's gonna be a big boy. He's only 13 weeks old, and he's already bigger than my dog. Oh, wait, I need... Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this stream, I will be back next week for sure. Maybe sometime this week, but for sure next week I'll be back to do part 2 of it, where I'll be talking about the winter anime, and it's significantly less anime, so it might be a shorter stream. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Puppies out. Oh, he's a bully. He's like 40 pounds and he uses his weight. Good boys. Max. Good boy. Oh, there he goes. Under the chair he goes. All right, bye guys.